students, welcome to EVS revision class for class 5. Today we will revise Unit 4. While attending this online class, be ready with your student reader. So let us begin our class. Our planet. Name the planet we live on. We live on planet Earth. We all know that we live on planet Earth. Now, what makes life on Earth possible? How life on Earth is possible? Life on Earth is possible due to the sun, air, and water. So remember this thing, that life on Earth is possible due to sun, air, and water. Now, what is an orbit? An orbit is an elliptical path, and the Earth orbit around the sun. Okay, so you can see the white line. So that is an orbit, a long circle, or you can say oval circle. And Earth orbits around the sun. Now, what are satellites? So satellites are smaller objects that go around the planets. For example, the moon is a satellite of the Earth. So moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. So what are satellites? Satellites are smaller objects that go around the planets. Now moon. The moon is Earth's satellite, as we have discussed just now. It goes around the Earth in an orbit. Moon does not have light of its own. Now moon does not have light of its own, but when we see, that time it lights up. So from where moon gets light? Moon reflects or sends back sunlight falling on it. So moon gets its light from sun. What is the solar system? There are 8 planets going around the sun. Planets and their satellites and the sun form our solar system. So in solar system, what all things are there? Planets, their satellites and sun. They all together forms our solar system. Now check for understanding. Why is Earth a special planet? Earth special planet क्यों है? Why? Earth is the special planet because it is the only planet that has life on it. Yes? So Earth is the only planet where we can live due to presence of sunlight, air and water. Now let us learn what is rotation. So rotation is a circular movement of an object itself. The line around which it rotates is called axis. This axis can be visible or invisible. Okay. So rotation is a circular movement of an object around itself. So the line around which it rotates is called its axis. Clear? And this axis can be visible or invisible. So it's clear what is rotation? Rotation is a circular movement of an object around itself, and the line around which it rotates is called an axis. So as you have seen the fan, the line is straight and the blades of the fans are moving. Yes? Now tilt of the axis. The axis of Earth's rotation is not at right angle to the orbit of the Earth around the sun. It is tilted. So it's not straight. It's not like right angle. So it's little bit tilt. Okay. Poles. The end of the axis on both ends of Earth are called poles. The North Pole and the South Pole. So the North Pole falls in the Arctic Ocean, while the South Pole is in the continent of Antarctica. Okay, so the end of the axis on both ends of the earth are called poles. Now direction and time. So earth rotates on its axis from west to east. So earth rotate होती है अपनी axis पे from west to east, and it takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. So to complete one rotation, how much time is taken by earth? 24 hours. That means for a point on the surface to come back to the same position, it takes 24 hours. Okay, so from here if started, so when it will come back at the same point, how much time is needed? 24 hours. Okay. Question: what is axis? So an axis is an invisible line around which the earth rotates. So axis is invisible line. Invisible means the line which we cannot see. So an axis is an invisible line around which the earth rotates. Okay. Next question: in which direction does the earth moves on its axis? So which direction? I have told you just now. So earth moves on its axis from west to east. So remember, west to east. Next question: how much time does it take for one rotation? Yes. So it takes 24 hours for one rotation. Next question: what are poles? So end of the axis on both ends of the earth are called poles. Next is revolution. So what is equator? It is an imaginary line around earth which is at an equal distance from the north and from the south pole. Okay, so equator is an imaginary line. Now hemisphere. Earth is divided into two hemispheres by the equator. The part above the equator in the northern hemisphere and the part below the equator is the southern hemisphere. Okay, and we know that earth is tilted and revolves around the sun. Due to this, one hemisphere is towards the sun and gets more sunlight, and the other hemisphere is away from the sun and gets less sunlight. So in the picture below you can see the northern hemisphere is getting more sunlight because of the tilt, and the southern hemisphere is getting less light since it is away. So the part which is facing the sun, there it will be day, and the part which is not getting sunlight will be night. That side will be night. And when the earth will rotate, then the opposite side will come in front of the sun and it will get more light, so they will have day, and this side will have night. Okay, so this thing keeps on repeating. This is a cycle which keeps on going. So next question: how much time does the earth takes to complete one rotation? We have discussed 24 hours. Why does day and night cycle repeat every day? So earth completes one rotation around sun in 24 hours. The side facing sun has daytime and the other side has night time. So hence the cycle repeats. What is equator? So equator is an imaginary line around sun which is at an equal distance from the north and from the south pole. Earth rotates around its own axis and it completes one rotation in one day. And Earth revolves around the Sun and it completes one revolution in 1 year. So rotation completes in 1 day, that means 24 hours, and revolution completes in 1 year, that means 365 days. With this, we have come to the end of this class. Children, if you have any confusion regarding any of the concepts, please you can ask me. You can use the Ask Doubt feature on the Lead Parent app, and whatever concepts we have learned till now, please revise it again. And don't forget to do quizzes which you are getting on Lead Parent app. Those quizzes are very important. So attend all the quizzes coming on Lead Parent app. Okay children, thank you for attending today's class. Bye bye. Happy learning.